like, hi. I would say this is my first video, but it's not. I'm a liar because, okay. It's not. I used to, fun fact, make videos when I was younger with my friend. So, I'm a little used to this in a weird way. This is fine, right? This is fine. My hair's actually gotten really long. I've always had it short. Not that you asked or give a shite. So, today, I did actually write a bit of this down because I need to remember things. This is not even my room, by the way. Look, I'll get into that another time, but homie does not live here anymore. So, that's kind of his problem. He can take it out with me, but I'm not touching anything. I don't touch anything. I'm a respectful-ish sister. I'm not going to tell you that I may have sabotaged this clothing rack and put all my sweaters on it, but that's not really the issue. That's not really the discussion right now. So yes, hello. You know what? It's not random. I am filming in this video because the lighting is pretty good during the day. This lighting has really good lighting, like, okay. So, okay, so first, I really suck at this right now. Like, I have a terrible train of thought at the moment, mostly, all the time. It really depends, like, when I'm talking to myself right now, since this is not, like, a proper one-on-one conversation, I'm just, like, zoning out as I'm talking. I need my lucky chapstick! Rule number 1, always drink with your pinkies up. Eat or drink with your pinkies up because it's very important. It shows what kind of person you are. Like, why do you eat with your pinky up? Like, that's weird. I don't care. Like, who cares? Okay. So it's taken me like 10 minutes, but today I'm going to be discussing, should I be like, okay, fine. Today I'm going to be discussing post-secondary because a lot of people right now in this period of time are struggling with that. Okay. Last year, I officially graduated. Then, after the summer, had a whole gap year, and now I'm heading into my second gap year. There you go. So, with this, what adults really like to say, anybody, because it's a whole stereotype, if, it's a whole thing. Like, I've heard it. It's a thing where people say, oh, so you're not going to university this year or next year. Oh, well, it's just the years are just going to keep gap year after gap year, and you're never going to go. That's how it works. I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's, that happens to everybody. I worked with somebody, and he didn't, I think he went for like a year or two when he first graduated. He was like, I hate this. So then he stopped going for several years, and by the time he was like in his late 20s, he was like, I'm going back because I actually really want to learn. I really want to go and like actually do this. So yeah, it's not, some adults, some people like to assume that if you take a gap year or two, that's it, you're just not going. I like to disagree. Okay, my experience when I was in grade 12. Okay, like, what's up? When I was in grade 12, I don't know. When it was time to apply, I realized I was focusing, I need to clean this window. So, I need to do like a challenge, like try not to get off topic challenge. Level impossible because I can't do it. So I was in grade 12 and it was time to apply and everyone was talking about it. Everyone was, you know, like applying for scholarships, and I realized my head was buried in school. Like I was focusing on the present, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really, of course I was thinking about it. I think I've thought about my future since I was a kid. Yeah, it's a big thing. Like you're deciding. That's the thing. When you put it into, you can put it into the term post-secondary plans, university, or you can word it as the career you're going to decide to do for the rest of your life. The term rest of your life, definitely, I wasn't excited with that term. What if I don't end up liking it? What if I'm finally so far along with it that I don't like it anymore? What if this? What if that? See, that's the thing. The thing is, you can't do that to yourself. What if this? What if that? So when I was in grade 12, like, people are like, what are you applying? Like, where are you gonna apply? Oh, I'm applying to this university. I'm flying across the world to this university. And I was like, oh yeah, right, I'm supposed to do that, right? Oh my god, dude. I was like, great, yeah, that thing, yeah, what I'm doing after high school. I used to bullshit it a little bit, honestly, with you. I just tell people, like, oh, like, just thinking about it, just figuring it out. Meanwhile, my brain was just like, I'll be surprised if I even, like, get there. Okay, I get it. And you must be like, hey, what do you mean, get there? Like, what do you mean by that? When I turned 21, this is actually really weird, because I'm not 21 yet, so this is, like, really, yeah. But I was like, when I turned 21, like, I'm just gonna die. The thing is with that is when you're applying, this is, like, it's a big thing, right? It takes a lot of time. Like, I haven't applied to anything, so I actually specifically don't know what it's like. But I know from other friends and family that it's not like, it takes time, and it's not, yeah, you have to put some time into it, and you have to, whatever. All I'm saying is, if you're applying, if there's something you want to go for, there's something out there that you're like, I want to sign up for this. Do some research. Do some research into it. Research as much as you possibly can about that. And if you're 100%, some people just know. Some people know. Like, I just knew I wasn't going to go to university right away. Will I go? That's a great question. We'll see. So, I actually don't know that. I really don't, because nothing has stood out to me. Some people know. Some people, when they grow up, like, when I was, like, 4 years old, I was running around telling everybody ever that I wanted to be a hairdresser. I wanted to be a hairdresser. I was dead set on it. Wanted to be one so bad. I was like, it's gonna happen. Like, I'm gonna cut people's hairs. There was one time my mom was on the phone, and I was holding one of those, like, zigzag, like, jagged pair of scissors. And while my mom was on the phone, I was like, oh, well, I better practice, right? Because I'm going to be a hairdresser, so let's start practicing. So I literally start chopping her hair very unevenly as she's on the phone, and, you know, didn't end well. So, I don't know. I play with my hair a lot, and this is not helping. So, I'm trying to think right now. Yeah, when I was younger, I was dead set on what I wanted to be. When I was growing up, I think it just faded. I don't really remember an exact moment, an exact age where I was like, I don't want to be a hairdresser anymore. Why did I think that? It just happened. I just realized it wasn't what I wanted to do. But it's not cheap. University is not cheap. We all know this. We all know this. Everybody knows this. And that's why. That's the huge thing. That is the biggest thing. I would have been, like, totally deep in university by now if it wasn't so expensive. You really want to be sure when you apply, what you're signing up for is actually what you really want to do. And the thing is, there is nothing wrong with signing up. There's nothing wrong with applying to, oh god, that actually freaked me out, to figure it out, right? I've had a few friends where they're like a year deep, and they're like, this is not what I want to do. They just switch majors. And they switch it to something else. They're like, wait, this is actually really interesting. I'd rather do this. And they figure it out by going into it. You go into it not knowing, or maybe having an idea. And I'm not saying this is a stupid idea. It's a way, but it's not a terrible thing. All I'm saying is research is important as well. Golden hour. Okay. I'm gonna go blind. Okay, so next subject. Yes, I wrote this down. This is another thing. When everyone around you is applying and getting out there and going here and going there, there's going to be a huge, it depends what kind of person you are, but usually there's going to be a huge amount of pressure. I felt pressure because everyone around me was so sure of what they wanted to do. It felt like everybody was sure except for me. And you know what? It felt like shit. It felt like shit, okay? It was literally ridiculous. Why did it feel like people, things they wanted to do, it's like they go in the little green box, okay? You're in a little green box. For people who don't know what they want to do, it feels like I'm entering like a blank box. Like there's just nothing, there was just no fucking like sheet that's like, you don't know what you want to do, it's okay. Here's a bunch of, no. So, you know, I'm thinking in general there should be more support in schools. There should be more presentations from, like, we had a couple presentations to us. A lawyer came in and he's like, this is what it's like to be a lawyer. Like, it's fine. There's a lot of paperwork. The SATs are fucking insane. Anyway. Okay, next. There's, like, someone else. Who here, I remember I was sitting in class and he's like, who here likes money? And everyone raises their hand. I don't know, I just didn't. I was like, yeah, money's fine, but I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I love money so much. I don't care. Money's important. It's important to have money, but, like, you also don't want to make it the biggest deal in the world. Like, the thing is, like, being on the internet, I'm on the internet a decent amount, and something I realize is that everybody is the fucking same. Like, everybody's the same. If you can think of any experience a human, like, can ever experience, any experience in the world, like, no matter how embarrassing, how weird, how random, someone out there has experienced it, right? Yeah. Someone out there has been there. Someone out there has done that and hasn't told anyone. The thing is with the internet, people like to overshare nowadays. I see a lot of that. There's so much oversharing. It's kind of like actually crazy. Like, people will like share their like personal, it's actually crazy. Like, I could just go on TikTok and swipe like 3 times and someone will like get into actual detail about some creepy like sex episode, and it's like, okay, great, thank you. So the thing is, like, being on the internet makes me realize that everyone's the same. A lot of people have had the same experiences, which is pretty freaky. Because of that, I know that I'm not alone. Like, there is no way I'm the only one in the area that is unsure of what they want to do. Obviously, I've talked to my friends. I've had a few friends say, honestly, I have no idea. Like, I'm just working right now. It is what it is. Nothing wrong with that. So many people out there so many people right now have a gap year, are on a gap year, maybe their second, their third, their first, and are just working. And you know what? I think that's smart as hell, because sometimes I actually haven't. Right before my first gap year, I was really prepared. Like, I was mentally preparing. I had a lot of adults ask me a lot about post-secondary. Like, so much that it's like, ugh, at this point. It always has been for me. Not a subject I really like discussing with people. Depends what age. See, that's the thing. Like, you don't want to assume all adults are sour about it. But it has been a stereotype where older people may look at you weird if you decide not to go to university right away. Oh, why not? I assumed, you never want to assume anything, but I did assume that as soon as I said I'm actually on a gap year right now, I don't know what I want to do. Oh God, that's and you know what? I've gotten some pretty positive feedback about it. I've had several say the exact same stuff that I know, when they're like, you know what? That's good. You should keep doing what you're doing. Keep working, because you don't want to spend so much money on something you're not even passionate about. I'm like, yeah. And you know what? There are supportive people out there that will say that. What the f are you doing? Wait, I need to see what time it is. You will have a lot of supportive people out there, honestly. But you will have judgmental people. There are so many judgmental people out there. And you know what? I've had a few, whatever. They're just like, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm figuring it out. I'm thinking about it. Like, I don't really want to talk about this. It used to really deteriorate my mood. Like, I could be in such a good mood. In the second somebody brings up post-secondary plans, I'm out. I'm going to have a shitty day after that. It's weird. I'm like, I don't care to talk about this. It's almost like they would bring it up just to put me in a bad mood. That's just how I saw it for a while. Right now, since I'm on my second gap year, I don't really care anymore. Like, I have felt better about that whole thing when I make, when I research things, when I make goals. Like, I make a list of goals. Like, right now, some goals are save money, learn new music. So like, I play piano and I want to learn new pieces, something to learn, why not, something to show off in the future, it's fun. Keep going to the gym, be consistent with the gym. I went today. What else? Get a new visa, whatever. And I got it. It was great. I was so happy. Just getting little things accomplished just feels good. You never want to compare, okay? Because comparing yourself to people that are on a totally different, we're all in different worlds. Like, you know what I mean? I could decide to, I used to do this a little bit where I'm like, look at you, all you're doing is working, and your friends over here are already in their first year of university. They're in school and they're working towards something, and you're working towards nothing. That's crazy. That's seriously a lot. That's seriously how I would think. Do I still think like that? You know what? Sometimes. So comparing yourself to other people makes no sense, because we're all the same, but we're all so different. It's just like, we've had similar common experiences, but it doesn't mean that we're all on the same level. This could be you, this could be your friends, this could be you, this could be them. Like, it's just not right to sit around and waste your life and say, this is what I'm doing? Seriously? When I could be doing this? This is what other people are doing. They're so much better than me because they're doing this. You know what? Their mental health could be here. Your mental health could be here. Just because they're in university does not mean that they are happy, mentally stable, have money. Like, for example, I work 2 jobs right now. I work 6 days a week. I'm decently satisfied with the money I make right now. It's fine. I'm fine with it. I don't brag about it. I don't think I make that much. I don't really care. I'm making money, whatever. I just think that, what do I think? I don't know. I don't remember. So the thing is with that is, like, if you're working, so if you're on that gap year right now, your second gap year, your third gap year, whatever gap year, or you're taking a break from university to make some money, I know a few people that do that too. They're like, you know what? This is too much. I need a year to work and do my thing and then go back to it. That's fine. That's great. Good for you. Because you know what? These people are putting themselves first. Not in a selfish way. I care about my friends a lot. Like, I make sure, whatever, that they're doing well, right? But in a way, like, realizing it's a big step to realize when you are unhappy, to admit it that you're unhappy and that you need a change. Even if that means it's hard. I have a friend. I love when I use past tense when I don't need to be doing that. So I have a friend that she applied to a university. I'm not saying names. I don't need to do that. She applied and she was ready. She was pumped. I think everything was ready. Like, I'm pretty sure she had a scholarship as well too. And when it came to like a few weeks before she had to leave, maybe even closer to the date she had to leave, she was like, you know what? I actually don't want to do this. I applied. It's what my family wants. Like, that's another thing. Are you doing it because you want it or because your family wants it? And it depends how strict your family is, but no, I think you need to do what you actually want to do. I think it's crazy to do something, to put your life into something that only other people want. And I know it's great to make your family proud. A lot of people are in that situation where they're like, well, I want to make my parents proud. I want to make them happy. I want to, yeah, this is your life. Like, it's crazy how much time we actually have. Like, there's so much time, but at the same time, like, we really don't. Okay, this sun is like, actually, we really don't. And the thing is, like, spending your life working towards something, working on something, putting your life into something that is not even for you is actually crazy. And you know what? There's a lot of things we do and we don't realize that we're doing it until we're either out of it or someone else tells you. Sometimes it's important to have someone else give a perspective because there are so many things. Okay, there are so many things that have happened in my life where I was like, this is okay, like, it's whatever. And then somebody else is like, do you see what you're living in right now? Are you serious? Like, are you aware? And I'm like, oh. Are you aware of what's going on? Like, do you realize how bad it is? You know what? Sometimes you don't get that. Sometimes you just decide to leave it. This could be a relationship either. Anything. You decide to leave whatever it is and you're like, oh my God, that was so much worse than I thought. Why can't you notice it in the moment? Why are you so blind when you're in the moment of it? What does that mean? How does that work? Why can't you just, it's like zooming out on whatever you're doing, whatever it is. Zoom out on it, look at it from a perspective, look at it like it's someone else. What I do is, if there's something like that, I picture it as if my friend was experiencing that and they came to me about it, or I saw it through that angle. And I'm like, oh, sometimes you just gotta think about it from a different angle, different perspective. Holy shit. That's how I be feeling on golden hour. Like, that's not even golden. Okay. Intermission curl check. Yeah, so right now, if you're on a gap year and you're doing a job, if you are making tips, if you're making a decent amount of money, if you're just satisfied, you don't have to be happy, but if you're satisfied and you're doing what you're doing, you're working, you're doing whatever the hell you're doing, and you're somewhat enjoying it or you're okay with it, you know what? Who cares? I've had actually a decent amount of people that had the fucking audacity to come up to me and say, oh, you're still working at this place? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, why? What do you mean? What do you mean, why? Can you please elaborate on that? What do you mean, why? Why am I still working here? Because it's not a bad job? Because I don't care? Because I know people there? Because I like the people there? What do you mean, why? You know what? People like that. Okay, seriously. People that are like that can shove it up their ass. Yeah. See, I have a problem right now with talking like a, what, like a Karen? Honestly, I don't care anymore. Like, the whole Karen thing is like, whatever. It's real though, but, you know, I don't really like to hate. It depends. Okay? It depends. If the hate is deserved. But, I don't know. It's not like I work at, okay, if you work at McDonald's, that's okay. Get your grind up. Like, nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. But the way they would act, it's like I told them I worked at like a shed and like stacked tools or some shit. Like, it was so weird the way some people have acted towards me, and they're like, why do you still work there? Because it's a job, because it's money. Like, what do you mean? Why don't you mind your business? So, my opinion is people that want to act like that, people that want to shit on you because all you're doing is living and making money at a job that's not even that terrible, you know what? Those are just judgmental people, and you know what? They don't even have it going on, okay? There's another thing with that, where they're like, I make more than you. That's crazy, because I don't remember asking. I actually don't remember asking if you make more money than me. That's another thing. If you're a person that judges someone else for their job, ask yourself this. Do they make more than you? Do they make a decent amount of money to keep themselves living? You know what I'm saying? To keep themselves afloat. Do they make enough money to keep themselves afloat with expenses nowadays? Just, you know, I used to, as a joke, more shit on my brother for what he did because it was considered funny or whatever, right? And he just hit me with the, I make more than you. Well, you know what? That's just also, it might not even be about you. They could be actually jealous of you. Crazy. Someone could be jealous of you. They also could just be insecure. Like, I'm not gonna hit somebody with the I make more than you, because I don't. You know, a lot of my friends were working different kind of jobs this summer, and they were making a lot more than me. I don't say anything. But it also depends how you save. Are you a good saver? Because I can tell you right now, what are you eating? I can tell you right now that I am definitely a better saver than most of my friends. Do I shove it in their face? No. It's important to not be judgmental, okay? It's so important. Why the hell be judgmental? Anyway, I think it's so important to just be a good person. What the fuck is on the floor? Oh, it's a spider! Okay, did not need to be that dramatic about it. Oh, here's the clothing rack that I stole. Stop yapping. Yeah, okay. So, next subject is still the same area. Yeah, if you are happy with what you do, if you are satisfied and you feel fine about it and it's your normal routine, who gives a shit? Nobody. Nobody cares. Like, nobody cares. Like, actually, nobody cares. Ever. People can be really mean. If you've ever gone on Omegle, I say Omegle. Screw you. It sounds way better. Omegle sounds like fucking Smeagol. Reminds me of Smeagol, and I'm like, girl, what? This ain't no My Precious. How is my hair already greasy? I showered yesterday. I showered last night. And my front pieces are getting greasy. And I think that's terrible. So, if you've ever been on Omegle, ever, there is no way you haven't experienced where you just skip and then you come across somebody in the first 3 seconds, they look at you and you're like, you're ugly. Oh my God. Oh my God, when? They're like, when what? When did I ask? Because I don't remember. You're gonna have to remind me. Okay, the thing is, like, I actually can't. Like, why? I don't go on it that much. But when I do, like, I'm fully ready for someone to be angry at me for no reason. It's crazy. The last time I was on Omegle, like a week ago, this guy, these two guys, straight up, I was with my friend, and as soon as we joined, they're like, you fat bitch, like, you fat, like, they kept calling us fat. They kept saying, like, just, like, the craziest shit, and we literally said nothing before. It's not like the video pops up, and I'm like, you guys are annoying. I said nothing. I was like, oh, like, hey, right into it, they're angry, and they're spouting, and, no idea why, actually. No, I don't know why. I came across somebody, and he was like, automatically mad about something. I was like, what? And he's like, if you have a problem, like, you can tell me something. I'm like, I don't have a problem. I'm like, why is everyone so mad on here all the time? He's like, right? Like, everybody is always so mad about something. As soon as you join, oh, you're so ugly. I either get, you're ugly, or you're this, or you're pretty. And I'm like, what? Which one is it? And you know what? Who cares, right? Who cares? Because if you get called ugly by like 1,000 people, that's just their opinion. So I low-key have to leave for work now. Wait, how late am I? Okay, so it turns out I have to leave right now. That's great. I suck at this, dude. Anyway, in conclusion, I really hope this video doesn't turn out too long. I made so many, dude. So yeah, the main subject was starting off with university, post-secondary. Don't worry about it, okay? Because seriously, when the time comes around, something else could literally come out of nowhere when you're least expecting it, and you realize you want something different. So you just have to trust the process. My conclusion is trust the process. Trust that something will come along, or you'll decide you want to work hard for something else. I have to go. Bye. Okay.